Namaskar, this is me Neha Goyal from Neha Goyal Dream Reading. I'm your tarot reader, numerologist, DNA astrologer and empowerment coach. In this video today, I'm going to give you 5 tips which you can do yourself at home towards your own empowerment. And in these tips, I will also tell you the connection of astrology and why as an empowerment coach, I might give one tip to or one tool to one and not to the other, and how does it really work. Now, what is empowerment? Short introduction on it. Empowerment is basically an attempt towards yourself to connect with your internal power. When you connect with your internal power, with your life purpose and with your soul's desire, what basically you are doing esoterically is that you are working on your solar plexus chakra, and astrologically you are enhancing your sun. So for all those people who have a concern with confidence, who have a concern that they're not able to make most of the opportunities, empowerment coaching is highly suggested. So the 5 tips which you can do yourself at home to begin this process goes like this. First is journal writing. Now, journal writing is an activity which has been there since the ancient times as well. What it does is that whenever you are writing, that stimulates certain areas in your brain. And the feelings that we have, the empowerment that we feel or we don't feel, is connected with the chemicals or the enzymes or the hormones which are released in our brain. Now, when we are writing, our fingertips also get stimulated. Think about it as releasing the day's emotions and putting it on a piece of paper. So let's say for a lot of people who have obsessive thought, that they think a particular way or a negative thought or multiple negative thoughts, and that never goes away. What is it that I would suggest as an empowerment coach? That on a daily basis, take a paper and a pen and just randomly scribble. If the pen is of black color, that is even better. Journal writing works best if you put intentions in them. So while you are doing for the obsessive thought and it is something that you are scribbling, visualize, put an intention that all those excessive thoughts, negative thoughts or negative energy, depending upon which level of your soul journey you are at, through the pen are coming down on the journal. What you will realize is that in this process, over a period of time, you might feel danger, fear, anger, frustration. Bring that all out in the journal. A lot of clients that I have worked with have often come back to me saying that, Neha, when I do this journal writing, especially the scribbling part, there is a tendency of getting very frustrated and very aggressive, so much so that even the journal gets torn, or the paper gets torn. In the beginning, if you are doing that, that is perfectly all right if that is happening to you. The pressure that we put on the journal in the beginning is a direct reflective of how much stress you might be in. And instead of taking that stress out internally, which is releasing cortisols and affecting the function of your body, and or taking that stress out on your loved ones around you, it is best to take it out on a piece of paper, isn't it? Now, once you have done that, once you have scribbled randomly, you might ask, for how long should I be doing it? Do it for as long as you can, as long as you want to. There are no hard and fast rules to the time. Now, once you have done that, don't keep that paper as a memento for yourself. Tear it or burn it. Of course, when you're burning it, do it at a safe place. As an astrologer, I would recommend journal writing for those people who have a karma with Mercury. Mercury is related with communication and writing. Over a period of time, you will see that your communication is getting better and even your handwriting is getting better. For those people who have a concern with Mercury, I would also recommend graphotherapy, which is what I discuss further in my empowerment coaching sessions. The second tip being morning routine. Morning routine are the activities, small little subtle activities that you do as soon as you wake up to train your brain. When we wake up, we have just got up from sleep. Our brain is in a very, very subtle frequency, which is often known as the theta wave. At this frequency, it is very easy for us to reprogram our brain. It's almost as if we are directly in connection with our subconscious or our unconscious mind. This is the best time to rewire the brain. So, through our morning routine, we will feed it that which we want it to have forever, such as As soon as you wake up, in the ancient Indian culture, there was a ritual that as soon as you wake up, you rub your hands and look at them and remember your gods and goddesses. So there is a prayer for it. You can Google it. It's what I really visualize is that the energy is coming into my face. Astrologically, how it works is that our hands is our third house and our face is our ascendant. The strength of our ascendant decides upon the strength of the life or our empowerment through which we are living in our day-to-day activities. Third house is our courage as per astrology. So we are connecting with our courage and we are putting whatever higher energy that we believe in through our hand, and we are saying, because we are a reflection of it, we are saying that that is reflecting back to us, to our ascendant, to our face. The third tip is related with the senses. Now what are the senses? What we hear, what we feel, what we eat, what we see, and what we smell. Holistically speaking, once you stimulate your senses towards only that which you want to, you are actually training your brain. You're training your brain towards happiness. So again, in the morning and in fact during the day, see only that which you want to include in your life, and which is where such techniques as the visual board or even going back to the journal comes into picture. Hear only that which you want to train your brain with. So for clients who come to me for empowerment coaching, let's say if I realize that if I enhance their Jupiter, they would really be helped, I would ask them to listen to some mantra. Or let's say if I through their chart realize that Mercury will work for them in this particular case, I will probably ask them to listen to some humor related videos. Similarly, if I realize that as far as smells are concerned, if I realize that it will be good for them to smell Venusian smells, I would advise them to rub a little bit of rose essence on their hand and on their pulses and smell that. So that over a period of time will also help in training your brain yourself. Now, how to get to know the best way of rewiring your senses? That's where an expert like me come into picture. The fourth is acceptance. What I have realized through empowerment when I speak with people and in NLP, as they say, is that we need to have a radical acceptance in our life of the reality that we see around us. Now, let's say, for example, you're facing a concern with one of your loved ones. Maybe that is a love interest, maybe that is a spouse. Most of the times, the first element of resistance happens when there is a difference in what the person is doing and what you expect the person to do. Once we get into the stage of acceptance, where the other person is clearly showing that this is how he or she is, and we accept it with whole heart, then at least we are able to take the next step. At least we are not in denial. So acceptance is a key to it. For a lot of people who do not have a strong Saturn or a strong karma with Saturn, they might have an issue with acceptance. For a lot of people who might not have a great karma with Moon, they might have issues with giving too much. And when they give too much, the other person does not reciprocate, then they go into this loop of not having their expectations met. These are just a few examples that I'm giving to you. So, if the other person, whatever you are going through, is clearly showing that this is how they are, get into the habit of accepting. One tip and trick which really works over here, esoterically saying, is the process of forgiveness. Forgiveness does not come just like that. That because you heard it from here and the next step that you will do is be able to forgive. There again are a lot of steps into it. One simple thing that I can tell you is that we spoke about the morning ritual. When you wake up, say a prayer for this person. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and release me. Visualize that the release is happening. Fifth and the last tip for this video, that is humor. You would have noticed that most of the videos, especially the reels that I make, I try to put in humor in that. Why is that? Because humor in astrology is connected with Mercury. In humor, mostly we are operating from a neutral state. So a lot of times I'm asked that how do we become an observer? How do I become mindful? Humor plays a pivotal role in it. Have you noticed that if you see something hilarious, if you've laughed on something, it makes you feel great? Not just that it makes you feel great, you remember it for a longer period of time. Why do you remember it? Why does it become a memory? Because now the brain is trained. And why is that? Because brain wants easy things and humor is easy. It's as simple as that. So I would suggest as an empowerment coach that in every situation, in everything, as far as possible, try to see the humor in it. As the ancients say, not everything is so serious. So let's say if somebody is coming and shouting at you, I'm often told, yeah, how do I see humor in it? The shout in itself might not affect us, but later the remembrance or the memory of that shouting is what affects us. Next time a memory comes of something that somebody said and which was very hurtful, just in your memory, change the voice of how it was said. For example, somebody told you, you're such a ridiculous person, you will amount to nothing. Now, when you are remembering it, make an effort yourself to change that voice into a humorous voice, maybe a Donald Duck's voice or a child's voice. For example, you will amount to nothing. So you see, it brought a laugh to you, and slowly and steadily you would realize that the intensity of the emotion with which you are remembering this will frizzle down. So these are the 5 tips that I wanted to share with you, things which you can do yourself to connect with your empowerment to initiate your process. As you did see in my empowerment coaching sessions, I inculcate the knowledge that I have in terms of not just neurolinguistic programming and coaching, but also astrology, graphotherapy, tarot, whichever I deem necessary and whichever I deem will be good for the client who has come for me. So if you're one of those who's ready to connect with your solar plexus chakra, with your power and empowerment, please DM me and ask me for the details of the empowerment coaching sessions. Stay connected with me on my Instagram handle Neha Goyal, which is NEHAAGOYAL. On a daily basis, I share a lot of tips and trips and reels and posts and whatnot over there. Also, if you're already on Instagram, please stay connected with me with my Insta stories and posts, and please like, share, comment and subscribe and put it across so that it helps more and more people. This is me, Neha Goyal, your tarot reader, numerologist, DNA astrologer and empowerment coach signing off. Namaskar, Radhe Radhe.